Hi, Mike Soileau at Gator 99.5, part of Mike and Emily in the Morning. Sitting here with my buddy Frank Foster, backstage at the Iowa Rabbit Festival. And Frank, man, we talked on Thursday about some of the achievements. So let's tell everybody, first off, background. Where do you come from? You're from North Louisiana.
Yeah, I grew up in North Louisiana. That was where I was born and raised, Claiborne Parish. That's about halfway between Shreveport and Monroe. So,
right.
Out in the sticks, man. That's where I come from.
So, you worked offshore for a long time.
Worked offshore for 6.5 years, man, and that's actually where I started playing music in front of people. You know, started playing and writing some songs out there and playing for some of the guys. And they encouraged me to try it, man, and so I made the leap and moved to Nashville, and here we are.
So, you moved to Nashville looking for a record deal?
Like everybody else,
right.
Just chasing a dream. Not really. It's funny when you come from, you know, where I come from. I went to Nashville with a guitar and a few songs and a dream, and I didn't know what to do. Nobody really knows what to do when they get there. So you just kind of feel your way, and I got up there, and for a whole year I didn't do anything because I didn't know what to do. I was just living in Nashville.
So you didn't play like the bars, the honky tonks, any of that?
For a whole year I didn't. But the next year, you know, it's funny, my wife was kind of like, you know, don't mind moving here, but what are we going to do?
Right? I mean, it's been a year, man. Let's do something.
If we're not going to do anything, we can move back to Louisiana or North Carolina, where she's from.
Right.
So I started going out and playing songwriters nights and bumping into a few people, and that's how I got started.
Okay. So, were you ever offered a record deal?
I've been offered a record deal, a few. But you know what, man? It came along after I had been told no so many times. You know,
it frustrates you.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm gonna do it on my own.
And then you start having a little success, and then your phone starts ringing.
Right.
But you know, the motto I live by: if you're having success, and I'm eating well, and the band's eating well, and our fans are digging what we're doing, there's no reason to change that. Because once you sign that record deal, you work for them.
Right.
Everything's affected, from the clothes you wear to the music you play, and a lot of people don't realize that. And I just can't bring myself to jeopardize the integrity of what I do just to sign on the dotted line and be famous.
And like what we were talking about, Frank, on Thursday at the radio station, when me and Emily were interviewing you Thursday morning, you write all your songs.
I do, man. That's my favorite part of it, is writing. You know, and I believe I come from, you know, cut from the old cloth. I believe if you sing it, you ought to write it.
Right.
You know, that's just how I feel. That's the true measure of artistry to me. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm gonna write it, and I'm gonna go put it out.
Right.
And it's mine. And if win, lose, or draw, it was on me. It wasn't on somebody else. You know?
Is it nice to know that once you write a song, you put it out, your fans respond to it, that no one else can actually put input or say, no, we don't like that. We're going to let you record that.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the biggest thing about doing what we do. You know, I bring these songs to my band, and basically I've got 4 to 5 people who can look me in the face and say, Frank, that song's no good.
Right.
You know, and that's my band. I give them that, you know, that power. And I expect them to do that. If I bring them a bad song, they should tell me. But you know, and that we work it out. We go in the studio and we cut the ones that we think people want to hear. And luckily, we hadn't been wrong too many times yet.
So over 100,000 albums sold.
Yeah, pretty.
300,000 downloads off of iTunes and all that.
Singles, yeah.
Well, how does that feel, knowing that you've done this all on your own?
It feels good. It really does. It's mind blowing even to me. You know, I pinch myself every weekend we go out, man. Whether it's even when we come down to the home state where we expect big crowds, it's still mind blowing. You know, to know that, you know, without a lot of radio, no big record label pushing us, no CMT, that we're able to have success. It's an incredible feeling.
Yeah, because I was looking on YouTube, and I mean, you get so many YouTube hits on some of the videos that you have. So you got a brand new album out.
Yeah, proud of it, man.
Boots on the Ground.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Boots on the Ground is I don't know, man. I don't know. The new kid's always your favorite, you know, until he screws up. So he hasn't screwed up yet. Boots on the Ground, man. What I love most about this album is my band and I produced it all ourselves. That's the only really outside thing we've ever done, is we've had outside producers, you know, just young and upcoming guys in Nashville who are not tied to anything that we let jump in and help us out. But going into this one, we decided to do it ourselves, and I'm so proud of that, because we would go in as a band, no arguing, no bickering.
Right.
Let's just go in there and play what comes out. And if it's cool, we keep it. If it don't, we'll cut it and do it again.
So you've been on the 2016 tour. How's the response been?
The response this year has been good. This has probably been, up to this point, the best first quarter we've had touring, as far as breaking new ground, and not only breaking new ground, but selling out in those places.
Wow.
You know, selling out in places like West Virginia and Memphis, Tennessee, and just, you know, Little Rock, Arkansas, which is a market that we really broke well in, and just, you know, continuing to grow, continuing to stretch out, and sometimes it's a slow crawl, but we don't mind that. You know what I mean? We don't mind the slow crawl.
One last question for you, real quick. So you're talking about Little Rock, Arkansas. You're talking about Virginia.
Yeah.
You know, you're a Louisiana boy like me, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever think that when you went to other states that people would like, oh, man, I know who Frank Foster is?
Yeah.
Does that blow your mind that when you roll out, you see these huge crowds?
Yeah.
Like, man, this thing's like getting bigger than what I ever thought it would be.
Yeah, that is probably, outside of the record sold, the single sold, YouTube views, all of that, the most mind-blowing thing is to think about where I grew up at, and then I'm standing on a stage somewhere like you're talking about, and to see people show up and the passion in their eyes, and they're singing our songs back to us, and it's unbelievable feeling, man.
Well, if you want to see Frank Foster live and you're not here at the Rabbit Festival, you're going to miss out, because we're going on stage here in a few minutes. FrankFosterMusic.com. Also, you can check him out on iTunes as well. And I'll tell you what, Boots on the Ground 2016 tour is coming somewhere near you whenever that's not hunting season, I hear, right?
Man. 2 weeks off. Turkey season is next weekend.
Hey, more about Frank Foster, and make sure you keep logging on to Gator995.com. Thanks for tuning in.